running up the score.
Jerry Napoleonello.
This team has been on the clock for 4 months now. Why are we taking this down to the 4-minute mark? You know, you have 10 minutes here. 10 minutes here, but you've had 4 months. The dude's got 1,021 text messages that he hasn't read yet. Did we not notice that?
Kevin Donlin.
Bryce Harper's a great player. He's very, very talented. Aside from last year, but I blame myself. I'm pretty sure I'm the reason for that with fantasy baseball.
That's disgusting.
Wow.
I can't believe that's real. I mean, again, I'm not. I shouldn't hate. I'm not going to be the kind of person that hates.
No,
He is doing enough hating for the both of us.
As a Cowboys fan, the expectations are so high, and it's just, you're dug into the ground by the end of the season.
You're basically like what the Patriots are, but like you try to do it, but you just don't.
No.
Yeah. At least the Jets, you know what I mean? They have excuses.
This is Running Up the Score, your one-stop spot for all things sports. Now here's your hosts, Jerry Napoleonello and Kevin Donlin.
Over, I think it was last week or so, I forget when this game happened, but between the Hershey Bears and the Charlotte Checkers, obviously not in the NHL, I believe it's an AHL team, two guys got into a fight. Cale Kessie of the Hershey Bears and Derek Shepard of the Charlotte Checkers got into a fight. Now, in hockey, obviously, it's normal. That's something that happens in hockey. That's part of the game. Unfortunately, Derek Shepard knocked out Cale Kessie, and it kind of looks scary to the point where Derek Shepard himself called over, the EMTs and whatnot. So when I saw this video, you don't think anything of it. If you're a fan of hockey, you don't think anything of it. It's just, a fight that's gone wrong. Like, things happen like that. That's part of the game. So I started to read some of the comments. And
Worst thing you could have done.
Yeah, I know. From the ones that I did see, I mean, I would say probably 75% of them were people saying to take fighting out of hockey. Now, I can't tell you, I've never played the sport, like, at least on a team or whatnot. I played it recreationally. You played on video games and whatnot.
Yeah, playgrounds.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
You just know fighting is part of the game. Like, hockey is one of those sports that we said polices itself. If you have a big hit on one of our star players, well, you better get ready because you're going to have to drop the gloves with one of our, bruisers. That's what's going to happen. That's just how it happens. It's so that you know that you can't touch that guy. That's what fighting is for. And then it doesn't even come down to that too, because fighting's also for hyping up a team. Some guys will fight so that it'll hype up the team, get the team ready, get the team regenerate, all of that. So to me, I think that's just the stupidest thing I could ever hear. Just because one guy got knocked out, like that, just. What's next? Are we going to start taking away the hits on the against the boards? Like, what's?
I honestly think when it comes down to it, you're going to get people in this world that are going to always
soft.
Yeah, well, that's what social media is there for.
Well,
social media is there to have these debates, and being a hockey fan since honestly I was about 3 years old, and that's not even I'm not even joking about that. I've been watching hockey for a very, very long time. I can remember watching it when I was that young with my father, and. I've always seen fighting as part of the game, and just like what he said, man. I mean, it brings energy and allows you to set the tone. There are a lot of very, very talented hockey players out there that try to get that extra step on a player, and I tell you, sometimes that extra step hurts. And if you're going to make it hurt, then you need to be well aware that there will be another player rostered that his job is going to be to go after you for going after him. And part of the game is to be protected because not every one of these hockey players are gifted with, a humongous frame, and a lot of them are, but unfortunately there are a lot of players out there that aren't. I mean, people don't realize that Wayne Gretzky was not a 6'4", 220-pound gentleman. obviously,
he had a line that did.
but he had line mates that were that size,
Yep.
and unfortunately, if you even tried to touch Wayne Gretzky, that you were going to meet those other two gentlemen. And I think that's what makes the game so great. I think part of the game of hockey is you need to be the bully in hockey. You need to be able to push around a team, but at the same time, have the self-control. And obviously, I watched the clip of what you're talking about, and I saw these two guys fight. Unfortunately, he got him on the chin. He knocked him out. That's why they have on-call
EMCs.
medical personnel there to, accommodate. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you can get knocked out in a fight, but I've seen people take skates to, like, the Achilles, and, folks, that's not a pretty sight. Even just talking about it and you listening to me saying something like that, it'll make you cringe. And, medical personnel is ready to take care of something like that if it were to occur, which is life-threatening.
Well, I mean, the perfect example, like, obviously.
So fighting, I'm sorry, but fighting at this point, it's just really, you're going to look at comments like that, it's nonsense. Yeah. And anyone that thinks that fighting's coming out of hockey is just, I'm sorry, but it'll change the game completely. And I can promise you, if the NHL ever decided to do something like that, then I can promise you the ratings would go down even worse than what they are right now.
Absolutely. I mean, you had the whole thing with Bouwmeester, having the cardiac episode on the bench.
Yes, it was right there.
If the medical personnel wasn't there, there was a chance that he wouldn't have made it. And that's the crazy thing. You like a perfect example. Cal Clutterbuck. He's been out for 3-4 weeks because he took a cut to the wrist from a skate, and it cut a couple of tendons, and he had problems. The same thing happened with Casey Zizekas. Casey Zizekas took a cut to the leg. These are things that these skates are pretty sharp, and there's sometimes that you get hit just the right way where your legs go flying up in the air, and the guy that laid the hit gets the brunt of it because a skate comes up and gets him in the neck. We've had times where that's happened. You have medical personnel, and I know everybody's talking about the whole head injury and this and that, but it's part of the game. You can't take it out of the game. You can't. Mm-hmm. That's just how it is.
For more Running Up the Score, go follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at RUTS Sports.